see Chris Broussard in 10 minutes. Listen, the reason that I like that Toronto is falling apart, the reason I love this is because not because I'm rooting against baby dinosaurs. They're adorable. They should never die. They'll never rule the earth. They'll get beaten down by the LeBron asteroid, but I'm not rooting against the baby dinosaurs. The reason I love what has happened to Toronto, it's a teaching moment. And having watched this now for 4 decades, there are 4 or 5 things that do not matter in the playoffs. Now, in the regular season, they can make you win a lot of games. They just historically don't matter in the playoffs. Number 1 is depth. Again, during 82 games, you have a deeper roster. You have 11 guys that can play. You win regular season games. The regular season's about attrition. Teams are not equally rested. So if you have a good, solid backup at the 2 and the 3 and bigs, depth matters. Toronto. The triple-doubles don't matter in the playoffs. They don't. Triple-doubles don't tell me if you're efficient. Westbrook is rarely efficient. He's the worst three-point shooter in the league. Efficiency wins in the playoffs, not triple-doubles. Another thing, the process. Catchy nicknames, the process. It's called the process because it's still in the middle of working. In the middle of working doesn't win a championship. Here's another thing, a good coach, but not a great one. I mean, Scott Brooks is a good coach. He won NBA Coach of the Year. Dwayne Casey's a good coach. Are they Brad Stevens? Are they Popovich? Are they Red Auerbach? Are they Chuck Daly? Are they Phil Jackson? No. Good coaches can win in the regular season. But when you play the same team over and over for 2 weeks, that's when layering comes in. I want to see, you can win with a fastball as a coach in the regular season. Now I got to see your splitter, your off-speed stuff, your breaking ball. You got to give me more. Good coaches get exposed. And the other thing is a dynamic point guard that actually can't shoot. Russell Westbrook has lost 8 of his last 11 first-round playoff games. Not in the conference final. He's lost 8 of his last 11 in the first round. Utah dominated Westbrook. Okay, John Wall can't get out of the second round in the Eastern Conference. Derrick Rose. Rondo won a title, but point guards that are dynamic but can't shoot don't matter in the playoffs. Here's the 4 things that matter in the playoffs. Most are obvious. Superstars. A LeBron, a Steph, a KD, a Harden. Superstars, not stars, superstars. A stellar coach, a Popovich, a Phil Jackson, a Chuck Daly, a Pat Riley in his prime. Right now we have a Brad Stevens, a Steve Kerr. The other thing is three-point shooting now. This wasn't involved 10 years ago. It's a big deal now. The Celtics and the Warriors were number 1 and 2 in efficiency three-point shooting this year. They have a chance to be in the finals. Houston, by the way, led the NBA in three-point shots attempted. Here's the 4th thing, though, that I've always felt is overlooked: intelligence. Raw talent has a ceiling. You look at the last dynasty before this Golden State thing. It was the Lakers, right? 2000, 2001, Shaq, Kobe. Look at what their players ended up doing post-career. Assistant coach, head coach, top analyst, Kobe Bryant, Oscar winner. You go look at these great NBA teams of all time. It is remarkable how many executives were on Michael Jordan's Bulls and Isaiah Thomas's Pistons and Bird and McHale's Celtics. Go look at how many executives and coaches and basketball minds were on those teams. It's incredible. That's what I say when I look at Boston right now. Kyrie Irving, Duke. Jason Tatum, Duke. Jaylen Brown, the best public school in the country, Cal. Brad Stevens, smart veteran Al Horford. Like when you look at Golden State, Steve Kerr, Steph Curry dad played, Klay Thompson's dad played. You start adding stuff up in this NBA, and there's a list of stuff that works in the regular season. And then there's a list of stuff that matters in the postseason. And I'm here to tell you, the superstar player, the superstar coach, three-point shooting, and intelligence. It's the reason before the season started, I said Chris Paul and Harden are going to work. I can hire people in this business You don't have to have a background in radio and TV. I can hire smart people. If you're a quick learner, you'll figure it out. You put smart players together, Harden, CP3, they'll figure it out. I would argue LeBron and D. Wade never really fit perfectly. Smart guys figured it out. In fact, I would say that Miami Heat team, in my opinion, is the smartest NBA team ever. Riley, Spoelstra, Wade, LeBron, Ray Allen, Battier, Haslam. I mean, it just never ended. I mean, these are guys who, if they didn't have millions and millions, could run teams. Like when I'm watching the Celtics now and I'm watching the Warriors now, like it's not just the coach and the player and they can hit threes. You start winning games in the playoffs situationally. I love Ben Simmons, but he was overwhelmed over the weekend. The game was too fast. The decisions had to be made too quick. You look at Boston and Golden State, the Hampton Five, like this is why you get dynasties. And I think we're looking at the next one with the Celtics. Here's Joy Taylor with the news.
Heard on the news. This is the Herdline News.
So, Colin, you mentioned earlier the Cavs took a 3-0 series lead over the LeBronto Raptors,
Yes.
the baby dinosaurs, and it's looking like they're going to complete that sweep tonight.
Yes.
However, Tyronn Lue, Cavs head coach, wants to make sure that the Cavs weren't feeling overconfident heading into tonight's Game 4. Here's what he said.
I don't know what the pressure's on, but it's a tough game because, it's either win or go home for the team that's down 3-0. And, they're going to come out swinging like they did last night. And, when you got a team with a lot of pride that's well coached, they're not just going to give in. They're going to do everything they can to try to win a game and try to get it back to Toronto. And we understand that. So we got to just come out with the right mindset and just match their intensity early and just try to close it out if we can.
Colin, is there any danger whatsoever of a Cavs letdown in tonight's game?
I don't think so. Can you imagine shoot around for the Raptors yesterday? I mean, how morbid would that have been? You know what's interesting, Joy, is that when you look, I am a big believer in player mobility. I love these star teams. But you got a Celtics series that could be a sweep, a LeBron series that could be a sweep, and Golden State and Houston are 5 gamers that feel like sweeps. You and I know that a disaster for a television network is having a sweep or a 5-game series. You lose tens of millions of dollars. As much as everybody is trumping, these NBA playoffs are, this second round is, these are, what are they going to do for a week? Seriously, just give the floor to hockey? These series can all be over in about an hour, and you've got schedules here. What do they do for a week?
Relax, maybe get some treatments, come out with very rusty game ones.
Yes, that's exactly what happens. Yes.
I never had any faith in Toronto anyway. I just don't think that they have an answer for LeBron, which obviously they don't. But, people, I guess, were afraid of them because they were regular season champs, which I never care about that.
Yeah.
Do it in the playoffs. So the Cavs, it's no secret that the Cavs are relying a lot on LeBron James. He's averaging 41.7 minutes in his 15th year in the league. But before the game on Saturday, LeBron talked about how he's managing to stay fresh and get as much rest as he can, even when he's on the court. Here's what he said.
It's about growing and maturing and understanding, how you can, play smarter, play harder at times, but also, just having your mind into it. That's, it's not like, you out there and you're like, okay, I'm not going to get back on defense here or I'm not going to do this here. No, it's just about, picking your spots and having, teammates out there that can, take a few possessions for you offensively. And you can kind of, understand you can use all your energy on the defensive side for a few possessions.
LeBron James taking plays off. We say it every single round, but do you think LeBron will get tired? Can he keep this up?
Yeah, I'm just going to go with, for the record, if they win tonight, he gets rest. So, when you look at LeBron, if they win tonight, I don't know how many days rest, but LeBron could possibly have 4, 5, 6 days rest. That's in the middle of an NBA season, at the end of an NBA season, that is incredible to have that much rest. That's why Golden State, they had Steph misses games, Durant misses games, they take nights off, they win in sweeps, and they sit around and wait. The upside to having one of these like mobile dynasties where you inherit or you go out and recruit these great players is you win these series so quickly that you are fairly well rested. As great as Michael Jordan was, he didn't play in a lot of Game 7s. He got past the first round. He was in physical wars every year. That stuff, that's why LeBron, retires after his third straight. Like there is an emotional and physical beating. This basketball is very cardio-driven. There's no hand checks. When you start sweeping 2-3 days, I mean, I wouldn't imagine. Ty Lue could give him 2 days off practice. Go to the Keys, hang out, come back.
Well, I will say, though, it's kind of cheeky of LeBron to say that he's relying on them offensively. I would say that if he's taking rest, it's on the defensive end. We mentioned Jordan in those series. The Golden State Warriors took a 3-1 series lead on the Pelicans behind Kevin Durant's 38-point performance. And after the game, Andre Iguodala had a very interesting comparison.
KD was just KD. He got to his spots, got to his shot. It's kind of reminding me of like 90s basketball when you got to score and they get the ball at the spot and take one dribble, make it and just get to their spot. And it's like defense can't do anything about it. It's kind of reminding me of MJ. I don't like to make that comparison, but he got to his baby, he got to the spots. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Should we just stop comparing everyone to Michael Jordan?
Yeah. I mean, I always laugh at every year at this time. Because he's on a dynasty, we're all like, Durant and LeBron. Durant could miss a month, and the Warriors could go 15-4. LeBron misses a half, and the Cavs are man overboard. Let's just stop. We know Durant's a great scorer, but his value compared to LeBron's in this league are not similar. That, by the way, that's the downside to going to a super team, is you can leave for 2 weeks and your team goes 8-2. It's Durant's value isn't close at Golden State what LeBron's is to the Eastern Conference and to the city of Cleveland.
Yeah, I get what Iguodala is trying to say here about the scoring, but anytime you summon the name of Jordan, you're obviously going to get crushed with all the numbers and facts and the situation. So I know he said he didn't want to make the comparison, but it's like, maybe just let him win a few more championships and MVPs and, defensive player of the years and such before you start comparing him to the greatest player of all time.
Yes.
That's the news.
Joy Taylor with the news.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.
The Herd Lie News.
Former New York Times writer, In the Zone with Chris Broussard podcast, radio show The Odd Couple. Chris Broussard and Rob Parker. Let's bring him on the show. We actually have a one thing we disagree with, and I feel really strongly about it, is that as I've said before, I love the Philadelphia story. I like that Houston may never beat Golden State, but it is a rival. Ollie was better than Frazier, but it was a real rival. Steelers may not beat the Patriots a lot, but it's a worthy rival. Philadelphia, over the next 10 years with Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, are going to be a very worthy rival. But I'm watching Boston right now.
Oh, stop it.
Boston's going to dominate the East for a decade.
Oh, stop it.
For a decade.
Philadelphia it'll be the other way around.
I don't know how you see that. I don't understand.
Ben Simmons has had his struggles in these playoffs. I still believe with every fiber of my being he's going to be an all-time great.
Oh, I agree with that.
Same thing with Joel Embiid. Embiid's not going to be an all-time great?
First of all, hurt. As an NBA scout told me last week that I rely on, focus takes plays, possessions off.
Shaq, now, he's not Shaquille O'Neal, but Shaq took plays off.
Yeah. Again, I would rather have LeBron and MJ, Kobe all time over Shaq, and I love Shaq. I'm just saying the big fellas, they take their possessions off. He's a social Instagram hero. Simmons, I'm all in on Simmons. You can't tell me you're not watching Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown and going, oh, my God.
Look,
they're like
here's how much I like Jason Tatum. And I like Jaylen Brown almost as much. I wouldn't give up Jason Tatum for Kawhi Leonard.
Time out.
Kawhi's better right now, but I'm projecting how good Jason Tatum will be.
Jason
in short
Tatum
order.
has a chance to be a better offensive player. He's a
very good defender. He may not be Kawhi Leonard defensively, but he's a very good defender.
Kyrie, Gordon, Horford, by the way, is a B-plus player. Everybody bangs on Horford. He's a very good player. Veteran intelligence, long, good rebounder. Al's just great late in games. Been around the block. And then I'm going to get Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. By the way, Terry Rozier would start for a half dozen teams to a dozen teams in this league. He's off the bench. Marcus Smart. Philadelphia's got holes.
Here's the thing. And I love Kyrie Irving. I think he's a future Hall of Famer.
Yes.
He's much better than Terry Rozier. But you put Kyrie Irving in that lineup, I think they're only marginally better than they are right now. I think the way Brad Stevens coaches that system, I think they're playing just about as well as they would play even if Kyrie were healthy.
You know what's funny about this? So when Kyrie breaks up with LeBron, the feeling is, oh, LeBron, that guy got dumped. LeBron's actually, I could make the argument today, this is his greatest moment. With this roster?
No. His greatest moment was coming from 3-1 down in 2016, right? The block, come on.
No, you're right. But he is doing his legacy such a service over the last 2 weeks. He is carrying a team single-handedly over Indiana and the Pacers. Kyrie's team doesn't look like they miss him, Chris. They don't.
No, they're look, as great as Kyrie is, he's not on LeBron's level. They're two different levels of players. I got two takes on that for you. But one, Philly, you're missing the bright side. You're missing the silver lining.
What?
You're missing the light at the end of the tunnel of this 0-3 deficit.
Okay, because we both like Simmons.
Yes.
I love Simmons.
Here's the bright side. The stage is being set for LeBron James to go to Philadelphia as the savior this summer. There was a narrative building in Philadelphia. We don't really want LeBron. We don't really need LeBron. This is Ben's team. It's Joel's team. LeBron would just come and mess it up. He would take over. Now you clearly need LeBron. And I agree. I don't want LeBron going there and taking the ball out of Ben Simmons' hands.
Well, he better not because Ben's not a shooter.
No, and he's a true point guard. He's more of a point guard than LeBron is. I've been told by somebody that would know that LeBron wants to play off the ball. Off the ball.
So in year 16, he's going to switch it up.
It's hard to do. Chris Paul's done it, right? I'm with you. Sometimes your game is your game, and it's hard to adjust.
But Chris Paul isn't being compared to the greatest of all time. If LeBron goes to Philly and says, I'm just going to become – I'm Nolan Ryan. I'm going to do with breaking stuff now. I'm not throwing the heater. I'm going to go with breaking stuff. And I'm like –
I'm not talking about LeBron going to Philly and averaging 16 points a game.
Okay.
I'm talking about LeBron going to Philly and playing like more of a true small forward. He's going to lead them in scoring, 26, 27 points a game, probably get you 8 or 9 boards. Just because of who he is, he's going to get his 6 assists.
But, LeBron loses confidence in his jumper. And what the great thing about LeBron is when he loses his confidence in the jumper, and we've both seen this. Every year there'll be a month he loses it. LeBron goes back to, give me the ball. I'm going to drive to the basket for about 3, 6, 5, 9 games, get my confidence back. What happens if he goes to Philly and he's a jump shooter and he is awful for 3 games? LeBron's going to be like, young stallion, give me the rock. I got to get my confidence back.
But see, I think you're picturing him as being a catch and shoot guy in Philly. I'm not saying that because Ben Simmons doesn't dominate the ball. He's a guy that moves the rock. So LeBron will still have plenty of opportunities to drive. He'll be able to cut. They run pretty intricate offense in Philly. He won't just be standing around like Chris Paul waiting for Ben Simmons to pass him the ball and shoot a 3. I think it could work. And look, here's the thing. I'm going to give me.
Okay, time out. I'm going to take a break. Don't
all
go.
Right.
You got something?
Because I want you to humor me. Yeah,
okay. I'm very good humor. I'm a humorer. Stay there. Joey and Chris Broussard coming back. Hey, listen, if you've ever, you go to the Walgreens, you go to CVS, and when you go there, you go, I got my toothbrush down, I got to get mouthwash, I got to get shampoo, and I got body wash. Wouldn't it be great if A, it was delivered to you, and B, it all came from the same company? That's what Dollar Shave Club is trying to do. Own the bathroom. Shampoo. They've got it. I use it. Conditioner. Body wash. Hair gel. Toothpaste. They have this body cleanser. Kind of smells like lavender. You ever smelled that? How great lavender smells, Joy?
Lavender is a wonderful smell.
It is.
It's soothing.
Even for a guy as masculine as me. Right now, $5 gets you in the Daily Essential Starter Kit. Body cleanser, shave butter, and their 6-blade executive razor. All you have to do is dollarshaveclub.com/Colin, COLIN.